Hello Pisces, and welcome to your September reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. So what is it that Pisces needs to know for September? The higher power. You know, this card has been coming out quite a bit, and I don't know, there's just a need for a lot of faith right now, a need for surrender. Now, to keep in mind, okay, Virgo season is very eventful, all right? We have Pluto re-entering Capricorn, we have Uranus stationing retrograde, we have an eclipse in Pisces conjunct Neptune, so that's going to be like a whole thing. We also have Mercury coming in through Virgo again, we have Venus in Libra, which is going to really cause a lot of things to start adjusting. So, you know, there might be a lot of things out of your control that you actually do have to say, okay, I'm just going to let God do what God needs to do. And you just kind of focus on your little bubble here. Okay. And I think there's also going to be a need for you to tap into your own higher power, your own higher self, which is kind of that super conscious place, to make sure that you're not letting your ego get the best of you, to make sure that that little voice inside your head that's always trying to keep you so safe isn't keeping you stagnant, right? Because we do want to be growing right now. We do want to be evolving, and we don't want to be in a place where things are just standing still, okay? So let's see what else comes out with the oracle cards. What else does Pisces need to know for September? Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration, okay? I mean, I love this for the season because it's definitely going to feel like that. It's definitely going to feel like things are, it's like it's going somewhere, all right? Now, the thing about this Pluto and Capricorn thing, it's not really about transformation and rebirth, okay? It's really about the final ending of things. So we want to absolutely close as much stuff out as we possibly can. So if there is some kind of revival or resurrection of some kind of relationship or a circumstance, you know, or again, there could be a circumstance that arises that's brand new, but it's reminiscent of something from the past. This is really your chance to say, like, nope, not today. I am not getting trapped by this. I'm not falling for this again. I am absolutely going to walk away from this or turn it away or give it up or whatever, and I am going to move on. That is going to be the act of the energetic upgrade here. That is going to be the reason why you find success in new ways, is because you really do shut the door and say goodbye forever to a person, to a pattern, to a narrative, to a belief that you have, or to a circumstance that you just are completely fed up with. Completely, okay? So what else, Pisces? What else do you need to know here with the tarot cards? We have the 10 of Coins, the 5 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords. Okay. What I love about the 6 of Swords is that this transcendence, if you will, feels gentle. Okay, now there's a lot going on in September astrologically, and it is a pretty intense month. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of things, but it seems like for you, 6 of Swords, things are going to be moving smoothly. The only thing that can really get in your way here with the 5 of Swords is, I think, if you dig your heels into something, if there's some kind of stubborn marker that you're like hanging on to for no reason at all, that's going to be the only thing that really gets in your way. You. Okay? Or if you're arguing with people for no good reason, or if you are defending some type of position that is pointless to defend, you know, that's the only thing that's going to stop you. But with the 6 of Swords, it does feel very much like you are leaving some kind of a tumultuous environment and moving into a more peaceful place. I love the 6 of Swords in terms of spiritual evolution, and that goes so beautifully with this energetic upgrades. It says a new way of being. It's just, you are different this time. And what I do like about this eclipse, now I'm not a big fan of Neptune, full disclosure. Okay, so this eclipse conjunct Neptune, I'm not super crazy about. It's directly opposite my sun over in Virgo. So I'm not personally, for my own personal life, not that excited about this Pisces moon. But what I do love about it, what I do like about Neptune, is it does make the letting go a lot easier. It makes making the sacrifice more viable. It makes walking away and incurring the loss more attractive. It's like it's worth it. It makes sense. We can let this stuff go. There's not a lot of clinging. Mentally, yes. But I know that in your heart of hearts, for the sake of the 10 of coins, which the 10 of coins, what I love about this card when it comes out is I get to tell you, the viewer, that you get to inject your vision into that 10 of coins. So the ideal perfect life, and we can be a little delusional now because of this moon. So this perfect life that you want, your financial life, your romantic life, your family life, your living environment, like all the areas of your life, your health, your spirituality, your life experience, all of it, you get to decide like what that really is. That's the ideal. And it feels like that is so much more worth it to hang on to that vision, to hang on to that dream, than it is to dig your heels in and pretend like you're trying to keep something intact when you know you don't actually really want to keep it intact. It's like there's going to be some kind of a fight and you're like, why am I even fighting this? Why am I even working to uphold this? You'll notice that very quickly, and then you move on very quickly. I don't think you're going to be at that 5 of swords for very long at all. I think you're going to move on easily because you see the benefit of the release. You see the benefit of the letting go. And this dream, this vision, this quote unquote perfect life that's driving a lot of your decisions right now, it seems to be just at the forefront of your mind. Like there are just things that you really want. There are places you really want to go, and you don't want anything to get in your way, not even yourself. If there are other people that are trying to come at you, because there will likely be some conflict this month. So if there are people trying to come at you, or they're trying to stop you from your success or stop you from moving on, that's probably the very thing that you're going to be shutting the door on. That this whole Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn thing, it's one of the endings that must take place. You must walk away from these relationships. You must walk away from exposing too much to these people, right? Because if there are people that you say something to, hey, I'm thinking about doing this with my life, and they have something to say about it that's not super great, well, maybe you just stop telling that person stuff, right? Or maybe you walk away from them altogether, whatever the case may be. But I think it's going to be really obvious if it is someone else. If there's an external influence that's trying to get in your way, it's going to be so obvious to you. You're like, that's clearly not going to fly in this kind of new life that I'm trying to create. And so you find a way to walk away. You find a way to end it. You find a way to release yourself from that. Okay. What else? The Hierophant. There does seem to be a theme emerging of self-respect this month. 6 of Wands. That everything is really deeply rooted in self-respect. And the Hermit. So the Hierophant, the 6 of Wands, and the Hermit. And the Hierophant is really solid, unbendable, unwavering. And it's because it's aligned with truth. It's aligned with the divine. And this is the part of us that is always, always, always connected and tied to the divine. It's the part of us that we can always come back to. We can always, readjust our lives to get that back. Like that never abandons us, and I think you're just kind of there. You're in that seat of the soul place. You're very centered, strong, empowered. And what I do like about the imagery on this Six of Swords is the fact that this person is holding a sword above their head as though there is significant clarity, which is good because with the moon in Pisces conjunct Neptune, there might be some haziness or fuzziness or confusion, something you're not seeing very clearly. There might be some deception going on. But based on the cards here, I'm not seeing that Pisces is confused. I'm not seeing that Pisces is in a haze. It seems kind of the opposite, actually. And it's like the more and more you lean on this higher power and the more faith you have and the more belief you have, the easier it is to see everything for what it is. So your mind does seem extremely sharp. The only way that you're going to get trapped in a haze is if this Five of Swords, this kind of mental conflict, if you're like defending something or fighting for something that you really should not be fighting for, or you're trying to keep something intact that you really should let crumble to pieces, that's the only time that you're going to be like disillusioned. Okay? So we want to make sure that we're only fighting the good fights and that we're not putting ourselves in a scenario that's going to drudge up stuff that does not need to be brought back up. What I love about the Six of Wands, the card of victory and success, tells me that this is going to work out really well for you, that your strategy is working well. Your plans are working well. Now, the Ten of Coins does have a lot of materialistic qualities, like real world stuff. It's not all just so spiritual. There are actual, like I have a money goal, I have a career goal, I have a living situation goal, like real tangible things. And I think you're going to be very surprised as to how much progress you're actually going to make because you're probably eliminating a lot of distractions. You're probably eliminating a lot of useless energy that might be spent toward things. Now you can take that energy back and apply it into something that actually really matters and that actually supports the future that you're trying to build. It supports this Ten of Coins, this beautiful vision. I'm seeing you feeling, I'm almost kind of seeing celebration, you being celebrated, you being in kind of a festive spirit, which again is kind of a strange, not strange, but it's not a expected message for the month given the astrological environment. But I don't know that there does seem to be a lot going on behind the scenes too. There's probably something going on publicly where you're being appreciated, you're being valued, you're having success, you're achieving these material goals, like things are going well in the external world. But there's clearly a lot going on internally as well. And it feels like this changeover, this energetic upgrade is kind of putting you in this hermit place where you're really, there's a quality of detachment with the hermit, like you're almost kind of watching yourself live your life this way. You're watching yourself from the outside in. It's a little bit Piscean. It's a little Piscean. And you are like it almost like, and this has been another theme. A lot of themes always emerge during these monthly readings. It's almost as like it doesn't, like it's real and there are real things happening, but it almost doesn't feel real. Almost doesn't feel like you're the one actually experiencing. Like you have to pinch yourself. Like, is this a dream? Like, is this real? I'm not really understanding because, it feels like things are going well. Like things are going well. They're going in your favor. Maybe there are some good things happening. Maybe you do get some kind of recognition or a promotion, or you get some kind of good news, or there's something, victory and success. Like it seems like there's good stuff coming, or you are going to find yourself in a good position to the point where you almost can't even wrap your head around it. How is this real? How is this happening to me? And then even maybe with the Five of Swords, maybe that's a little bit of doubt creeping in because you're like, this couldn't possibly be for me. This couldn't possibly, I'm feeling a little, insecure. I'm feeling a little doubtful, or I'm feeling a little like I don't deserve it, or how is this happening to me? And the Hermit just kind of takes that step back and watches himself living this life and living these experiences. I don't see you pushing back. I don't see you resisting. I definitely see you embracing all the good stuff, which is awesome, right? And it's because you are so aligned. You're not in a fearful place. You're not in a shameful or a guilty place to the point where you would push things back or push things away. You really do want to embrace your new life. You want to embrace who you're becoming. You don't want the revival of a lot of stuff from your past. You do want something brand spanking new, something you've never had before. So this is your chance to do it. And I don't see Pisces passing that up. It might be small steps. I'm not suggesting it's a giant leap this month. But I mean, it does feel like it's definitely moving in the right direction. And I think you're definitely going to be happy about it. But again, Hermit, is this even real? Is it real? And there does seem to be some questions that the Hermit has, but I don't even think that you are needing answers, really. You're not needing the answers to your questions. You're just going to kind of roll with it. This is one of the benefits, I think, of being Pisces, is you really can go with the flow pretty well for the most part, which is awesome. 6 of Cups. Judgment. And what else for Pisces? We have the Tower. Okay, I'm loving the Tower. I think the Tower is a great message to get because it does, with eclipse season, there's always adjustments during eclipses. But when we have Libra involved, so again, Venus is in Libra, and Venus is an important planet for Pisces because it's your exalted planet. So when she's in rulership, it's good for you. And she's very strong in the chart. Libra, always bringing those scales of justice back into balance. It's not always an easy, smooth experience, although it does feel smooth for you somewhat, Pisces, at least in the beginning of September. But when we come to the end of September, as we build up to the eclipse in Libra, which, by the way, is the 8th house for you, so it is a little bit of a tricky house, Libra, there is going to be some shakeup, but this is a good sign. The Tower is something to look forward to. I always say it's like a wheel of fortune in disguise. It might be some big dramatic thing. However, in your heart of hearts, because you do seem to be so aligned with the divine, this is the best possible thing to happen. This is officially the crash and burn of all the things that you've been trying to walk away from. Now, remember, we are not trying to do a rebirth. This is not about transformation. This is not about anything like that. This is about official endings. I just want to be very clear about that. We're not trying to evolve things. We're not trying to, metamorphosize things. Is that even a word? We're not trying to do that. We're not trying to mold things or change and shift. We're just trying to cut it off and get rid of it. So the Tower is very much like that. It's very sharp, it's very cutting, but it's probably the best possible thing. And honestly, I think it's something you are looking forward to. I think this is something that you're like, all right, I want that. I want that Tower. All right. And even with the Judgment card, there is no doubt in my mind that you, Pisces, know exactly what that Tower is about. And when you get to it, you're going to sit there and you're going to watch that Tower crumble because you're already operating from an extremely high level perspective, a divine perspective. And you're detached enough that you're not going to freak out, because sometimes we do freak out with Tower moments, but you seem to be so self-aware and so content with the direction that things are going and so content with letting things be in the big question mark phase, right? Because you're not looking for an answer, because you're not trying to figure everything out and have this clear, perfect, answer. I can't think of another word, but you're not looking for the answers. Because of that, you're just leaving everything open-ended. So the Tower just is exactly what it needs to be, and you're not fighting it. Okay? Now, the 6 of Cups, there is often a connection with like the past when this card comes out. And this is probably the revival of the thing from the past. But you will not be fooled. You will not be deceived because you have the Judgment card. You have this beautiful sword directly over your head. And you are just in this place where no one can pull the wool over your eyes. So the past comes, and probably the Tower is associated with that past thing, most likely. So, I mean, it's kind of like let it crumble. Honestly, let it crumble, let it fall apart, let it all just go by the wayside, because that's the only way that this new chapter is going to be like baggage free. Really. And this Tower is usually a pretty fast type of deal. Usually it's like a flash in the pan, very fast events, fast realizations, that kind of thing. However, there's a lot of fallout from the Tower. And I think that fallout is going to continue through October and November. And when Pluto, stations direct and moves back into Aquarius, like beginning of the year next year, all of the Tower stuff will be finally closed out. Okay. All right, we are going to pull clarifiers. We're going to pull a whole bunch of cards. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes approximately about all these cards. We're going to get a lot deeper. If you want to join for that, the link is in the description box in the comment thread down below. Would love to have you there. So let's go ahead and get started by clarifying the 10 of Coins. What is it that Pisces needs to know about the 10 of Coins? Beautiful. Ace of Cups. Another 6 of Cups. I like this six of Cups a little bit better with that Ace of Cups there and Queen of Coins. 5 of Swords. Beautiful Ace of Swords. Love to see it because you're aware of it. The awareness is the important thing. King of Swords. 6 of Swords. All this self-respect coming through the world. 2 of Swords. Another 6 of Swords. Temperance, Death. Love the Death card. I love it when it comes out with the Tower. Beautiful Queen of Cups. The Lovers, 10 of Cups. I told you it's success. I told you. Page of Coins, 10 of Coins again. 10 of Coins and 10 of Cups. And 7 of Cups, the questions, exactly. The Star. Another Judgment. A lot of repeat cards for you, Pisces. 4 of Wands. Queen of Wands. 6 of Wands again, another repeat. It's a very strong message. I like repeats because it kind of reinforces everything. Chariot. Justice, and the Devil. Yeah, that Tower is a big deal for sure. So we're going to talk about it. All right. Thank you so much, Pisces. You guys know how much I love and adore you. Have an amazing September, and I'll talk to you soon.